Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I hope everything is okay in your life. This video series has been prepared for general features of the classes in BDO to be conveyed to you by the Classmasters in appropriate way. The information contained in this video is limited and will not be a detailed guide. In the content you will meet, there will be an interview about the structure of the class in general. If you have friends around you who have questions about this class, they will probably be able to find general answers. The purpose of interview is to convey the class to you in a short and fun way. First, you will watch official trailer of the class, then we will start chatting with our guests. During the chat, I will add as many images as possible and try to provide you with a better information transfer. I hope you enjoy these contents. All these and similar classes will be completed and published in time. If you do not want to miss the moment when they are published, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification button. Enjoy watching. Well, hello. I just want to say thank you to Alec. He accepted my invitation for Shai. Hi, Alec. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you.
May you please introduce yourself? Who is Alec?
Sure. My name is Alec. I go by Asmonek in game, AlecOz2 on Twitch. I'm 30 years old. Been playing BDO for about 6 years now. Started first when the game was initially released for the North American and European servers.
How did you find BDO? From a friend or website? How you go into MMORPG games? How did you decide to play?
So I first stumbled upon BDO when I was just looking for a new MMO to play. I hadn't really found one that really caught my eye for a while at that point, and I had stumbled upon Black Desert coming out about a month later at the time. I thought it looked really, really cool. The graphics were really good for the time. The combat style was really awesome. Joined a guild through the forums, and the rest is history. Been playing since.
How many years have you been playing this Shai class? Probably it's not your first class. Are there any other classes that you started the game with or tried?
Yeah, so I have been playing Shai since its release about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years now, I think. Initially started out on Wizard, actually, when BDO was first released. I have played a little bit of Succession Nova when that was released, but overall I've only ever mained 2 classes, which is Wizard/Awakening Wizard when Awakening was released, and then
The Broken
I went to
Times?
Shai. Yeah, the Broken Times. Yeah.
The parrying dagger times, huh?
Oh yeah. When yeah, I've been playing. I played Awakening Wizard first, and then I never went to Succession when Succession was released, because I just really liked the Awakening at that time. And then once Shai was released, I full re-rolled to Shai and have never really played any other class. I don't even have a tag right now. I'm just Shai alone, Shai or die.
And most of players tagging Shai, not maining Shai in these days. Do you think your class is newbie friendly? How would you rate your class out of 10 in terms of difficulty in PvE and PvP?
So that's a little complicated, but not at the same time. So the skill floor for Shai is pretty low. You can play Shai at a very basic level and do okay. You don't need a whole lot of skill points to max out all of your skills. You don't have a lot of skills to begin with. It's pretty easy in terms of early like new players, but if you want to really get the most out of the class, the skill ceiling at that point is pretty high because you have a lot of micromanagement that you have to do with your buffs and your debuffs. You have to know how each skill flows in and out of all the other skills, so you know when to utilize specific aspects of the skills like your forward guard or your super armor, or knowing when to reposition yourself in order to get the most amount of damage, managing your buffs, get the maximum output of damage. And so overall I would probably put it at like a 7 out of 10 or so, but
okay, we can say slightly harder than mediocre classes.
yeah, it's not a brain dead class. If you're legitimately playing the class as your main and actively playing it, it's not a brain dead class. You can't just like hold down 2 buttons and go like some classes where you're just able to train all the way around a grind zone and kill everything. It's not that kind of class.
Yeah, people mostly choosing in these days Valkyrie because of space RMB movements. This is actually movement skill, and people mostly using this killing centaurs basically, and people just think about that Valkyrie is too easy to play because this is just a movement skill. We mostly not prefer to use this, and you're doing this and you say this is easy class. And most of player I saw in the video, they're tagging Shai, they're just throwing boomerang around and they say, oh, this class is too easy. Then I'm calling them to the Olans, then they will start to cry.
Yeah, so when Olin's Valley got released and Shai sort of became like the meta class for every party at Olin's Valley, there were a lot of people that ended up tagging Shai that had no idea what they were doing. It was kind of difficult to find a well-played Shai for a long time because of that. It gave a new perspective to a lot of people that were trying it out for the first time, just thinking that they could just hop on the class and go. But that was not the case for a lot of people.
Okay.
A lot of crystals broken.
We know that Shai not like the other classes. She doesn't have Awakening or Succession right now, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah. So Shai only has the main hand stance and talent, which is what replaced Awakening. When PA developed Shai, they wanted it to be a unique class, similar to how Archer is unique, where they only have one stance as well.
Yeah.
And in doing so, they've actually restricted the quote-unquote talent weapon, so that it's not like you can't weapon coupon swap that to an awakening weapon. You have to enhance it yourself. You can't buy it off the marketplace or anything. So like if you want to be a top end Shai, you have to enhance that weapon yourself. And if you want to roll to another class, you have to get another weapon for awakening. And so it can be a little daunting for some people going to and from the class just because of that.
Yeah. So the awakening weapon is actually special because if you enhance it, the buff effects also increase, isn't it?
Yes. So there are 3 skills that benefit from the enhancement of the Artina Soul, or the soul weapon in general, which are Misty Haze, Sun, Moon, Stars, and Delusive Light. So Sun, Moon, Stars is our speed buff, which increases the attack and cast speed of yourself and allies, as well as movement speed. At Pen Soul, for Artina Soul, there's an extra 15% attack and cast speed that is applied, as well as movement speed. So it's a total of 25% attack and cast speed and 25% movement speed. For Misty Haze, which is our big debuff, our evasion and a DR shred, it is 25% evasion and 25% DR shred for 30 seconds on enemies that it's applied to. And for Delusive Light, it is 25% movement speed debuff as well.
Are these buffs stacks like the other buffs?
Do they stack?
Yeah,
Is that what you asked?
do they stack?
So our Sun, Moon, Stars, Misty Haze, and Delusive Light, they do stack with other buffs and debuffs. So like, for instance, a Witcher Wizard's speed buff plus Sun, Moon, Stars can increase your attack speed by like 50% or something like that. Whatever the staff class's buff is, it adds another 25% when you use Sun, Moon, Stars, if they're both running at the same time.
Yeah, when I get the Shai buff playing Valkyrie at Olons, I can say that I'm using all skills on my skill tree, and there is a 2-second empty zone, and I'm just waiting, or I have to just spam like the old days, 2019. I'm just spamming that Trevake shield throw thing. Please, Barabbas, give us one more skill at least. We can do something. I'm just standing like, because it's too fast because of the buffs.
Yeah, it can get really, really quick.
Normally, in the game, we have 2 types of main buffs and debuffs. One of them comes from skill-based, and one of them comes from add-ons-based. So they are unique buffs and debuffs. They're stacks, we can say.
Yes. Yeah. Even though that they are skill-based buffs and debuffs, they do stack with other classes, buffs and debuffs.
What about her PvE? Is she good in early game? Like, for example, I just tag or create an Shai. How can I grind my skill point? Is this very good like the other class, or just big pain in the...
So early game Shai is pretty difficult. We overall do not have good pack-to-pack one-shot kill opportunities or options to us, just because the mobility for Shai is very poor. On top of that, our skills have pretty small area of attacks that are available to them, and so it makes early game very difficult. Thankfully, though, the overall amount of skill points that you need for Shai is very low. If you are just doing PvE grinding, I believe it's like 960 skill points to max all of your skills in both awakening, or in both main hand stance and talent. So that is not including the life skilling specific stuff. So there is that benefit, and so it doesn't take super long, but it is still difficult in order to do that, just because, like I said, our mobility is not good.
How many skill points do I need if I maximize them?
To maximize everything.
Yeah.
It's 1,168 skill points is what you need to max everything in the kit.
So what about mid-game spots like Sakraya, Stars and Bloody Monastery, Orbs like this? Is she good at that?
Shai is pretty much middle of the road for mid-game grinding. You start to be able to do some damage at specific spots, but overall it's not the best and it's not the worst. Pretty much sums it up. It's just very middle of the road.
Okay, what about endgame spots? I think the broken part is endgame spot of this class.
So endgame spots are where Shai starts being pretty good, just because we don't have to move around nearly as much at spots like Gyphins or Olin's Valley or Hex or Trolls. Everything
Yeah.
is sort of pulled all together, or
Big package.
you're sitting, or you're sitting in one spot, or it's a tower style grind zone. Shai does have a lot of inherent buffs and debuffs on our skills that we're able to apply to those enemies, and so that makes grinding those specific spots pretty easy. Now, we're not top tier grinders, like we're not the absolute best, but we are in the upper levels of grinding. That being said, we did just get a pretty big nerf this past week, and so our overall damage output and clear speed is dropped by probably about 10-15%. So that's not fun, but we still do pretty good.
I'm not agree with Perlabis about that nerfs. She doesn't deserve that. I can say that when they nerfed the first big nerf about your debuffs, what was the name? Misty Haze?
Misty Haze, yep.
Yeah, that Misty Haze nerf, when I encounter with that on Global Lab updates, I can say that, yeah, it's acceptable because 30 seconds... Because I watched some videos on... we didn't get that Kalfian Elvia. I watched some videos and 293 Kutum, Shai, like killing trolls amazingly easily. I watched the other guys' video and they was just struggle about killing trolls. Shai was okay. I think they nerfed it because of that, but the other nerfs that they released 2 or 3 weeks ago, completely unnecessary.
I can understand where they were coming from regarding the Misty Haze and the percentage DR shred on our inherent skills, just because they seem to be going towards more high damage reduction on mobs. Yeah, the percentage would eventually just get way out of control, but these latest nerfs on our just overall damage was completely unnecessary. I don't know where they're getting that data point that was showing that we were the top grinders at those endgame spots, because we never were. We were good, but never the best. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But what can you do?
It's very hard to understand Perlavis. What are they doing? They designed this class for PvE purpose, life skill purpose. 95% of this class is wasting her time in PvE. They're nerfing it. I don't know. Literally unacceptable.
Yeah. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
We whine about nerfs, baby rage, and now can we talk about PvP? How is Shai in PvP? I know she's not that good. She does not have that much damage. What is the purpose of Shai in PvP?
So yeah, like you said, the PvP damage modifiers are extremely low on Shai, to the point where if you are fighting someone that has equal gear at end game, 95-98% of the time you're not going to win that fight, just because the damage is so much lower. You have to really outplay your enemy if it's a 1v1 situation, and even then it is still incredibly hard, because most of the time you're not going to be able to kill the enemy in one combo. In most large scale situations where it's like 5v5 or 20v20 or a node war or a siege that's in uncapped gear, Shais will run a full DP set. We mainly focus on buffing our allies, debuffing and disrupting our enemies, and basically locking down certain positions in the battlefield in order for our allies to take advantage of that and kill our enemies. So basically we're just a disruption focused class at that point.
Yeah, distract enemy, create a space, try to give a chance to win your teammates.
Correct. Yeah, that's the biggest thing for Shai. It's a very different kind of play style from other classes where pretty much everyone else will go full AP, full accuracy in order to go in, kill as many people before you die itself. Where Shai is go in, apply buffs to our allies so they can kill better, debuff our enemies so they can kill CC as many people as you can for your allies to come clean up behind you. Yeah, there's a lot more thought that you have to put into it, and a lot more proper positioning that you have to do.
We talk about Shai in generally. Let's talk about a game a bit. What do you think about BDO's current situation?
So Black Desert has come a really long way from where it started back 6 years ago. There's been so many expansions to the map itself. Graphics have gotten so much better. The combat style is still just top tier compared to pretty much any other game that's out there right now. Like it's just on another level. It's still super fun. They're still always putting out new content, which is always great. There's always more room for improvements on class balancing for PvE and PvP, but overall, I think BDO is in a pretty good spot.
Okay. If you have a chance to add a new feature in BDO or change some mechanics in the video, what would it be?
I was really looking forward to that PvEVP content, Thornwood Castle, that they had mentioned probably about a year ago.
3 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, it's been a while, but I was really looking forward to that and seeing how that panned out, because that content would have been really cool. I would really like them to get that back on track and get that released. I was also really looking forward to the active trading rework, like the land trading rework.
Like
Because
bartering,
trading, no, not bartering. Like the wagon trading.
huh?
They had mentioned that they were going to be reworking that. That was actually the only life skilling activity that I really enjoyed doing, and so I did that for money back in the day when that was actually a viable way of making money. But it has since become a very, very bad way to make money. So it's not something that anyone really utilizes anymore. Hopefully they can continue and develop that. Also,
Hopefully.
I want solo war guns back. That was my favorite grind zone. They took that away. I want that back.
Sort of what? Waragons?
War guns over in the Valencia area.
Ah, okay, Waragons.
It's
Okay.
yeah, it's now the grind zone, a group grind zone for
And it has
mainly
an AP
seasonal.
cap, I think.
Yeah, it's AP capped. Well, it's always technically been AP capped, but on Shai, you were able to really take advantage of that just because of all the hits. We were able to sort of mitigate and get around that a little bit. And so, yeah, that was my favorite grind zone for about the first year that Shai was released. I was making like 350 million silver an hour there when that was really, really good money. Then they took it away, and now no one grinds that zone anymore. So it's unfortunate.
When you said the Thornwood Forest, I don't know if it is really true or not. Maybe it's a rumor. I think they're planning to add this content on the game. Maybe you don't know. Did you ever search on the internet or check something lovely? But they added this map and detailed that map at the bottom side of the Odalita. I checked on the something lovely. They add this content in the game. Hopefully they will add that truly in the game in the future.
That would be great. Fingers crossed on that.
So, what are your advices for newbies or returnee players who wants to play this class or BDO in general?
The best advice that I can give any new or returning player is play the class you enjoy playing the most, regardless of if it's meta or not, and play how you enjoy playing. Don't force yourself to play a meta class even if you don't enjoy playing that class, because you're just going to burn out that much faster. Black Desert is very much a marathon style game, not a sprint, where you're not really able to rush to end game without spending like 6 months to a year of just only grinding, only doing the absolute maximum. And so if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're not going to be playing as much. And so it's having fun is key. That's the biggest thing. Having fun is the most important thing. Black Desert is a game. You're supposed to have fun playing the game.
All right, we are coming towards the end of the interview right now. Is there anything you would like to add about this interview?
I just want to say thank you for having me for this interview. Been a fun conversation. If anyone wants to stop by my stream and ask me any questions, I go by Alec2 on Twitch. More than happy to have a conversation or answer any questions that anyone might have. Again, thank you for having me.
Yeah, before we start the interview, we checked on the internet, on YouTube. We didn't find a new guide about Shai, so please check his Twitch, and you can ask whatever you want about Shai. He's very open. I'm very happy to get a chance to talk with you, made this interview with you. Thank you so much. You did accept my invitation.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Again, thank you.
All right, guys, do not forget, BDO is just a game. Have a nice game.